Hi, my name is Todd Ross, and in 1996 my father Roy was killed while racing at the Race City Speedway in Calgary. Over the last 24 years, Bruce Hampton, president of the International Motor Contest Associates, and its drivers have put on a memorial race in honor of my father. This year it's at the Edmonton International Raceway in Wetaskiwin. I'd like to invite you all to come down and watch some great grassroots racing on the pavement. I'd like to ask you a favor. If you are planning on coming down to the Edmonton International Raceway in Wetaskiwin to cheer on one or more of the competitors in this year's 25th anniversary Roy Ross Memorial, please buy your tickets online at eventbrite.ca or email royrossmemorial@gmail.com. All the purchases from either the online sales or through email, the proceeds go directly back to the racers of the show. Please support them and come on down and again watch some great racing. Thank you. And now we're going to watch a video of one of the competitors in this year's race. I'd like to thank Ian Burgess for doing the interviews and for providing them to the Roy Ross Memorial. Thank you. Enjoy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our series of interviews of the drivers of the 25th running of the Roy Ross Memorial. This year's event will be a two-day show held July 23rd and 24th at Edmonton International Raceway in Wetaskiwin, Alberta. The goal of these interviews is to give you a chance to get to know the drivers, hear about their racing journey, and what the Roy Ross Memorial means to them. My name is Ian Burgess. It's my pleasure to be a part of these interviews. I was able to race in this event in 2011, and something that for me means a lot. I've been able to crew and be a part of teams that have won this event, and it is one of the crown jewels of racing in Western Canada. Today, we'll be interviewing Rylyn Malone, and she drives the number 21 IMCA Modified. How are you doing, Rylyn?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. Maybe just talk a little bit about how you got started in racing, what kind of different classes have you run, stuff like that. And then, what do you love about driving a modified?
Well, I started in the mini cups when I was number 12, and I started when I was about 11 years old, and I've been racing until I was 16. So that was pretty awesome. I ended up winning like 3 championships when I was there. And then I just transitioned into the modifieds last year. It's been super great, especially in the mini cups. You don't use your brakes at all, so it's been fun to learn how to use those for sure. But yeah, no, it is nice to have like a big car too, because every time I tell someone I race, it's like a little embarrassing to say I race a little car, But,
little cars that go pretty fast though, and I know I've seen you watched a few times, and I think people do sometimes underestimate those cars, but I mean, You're still going. I know in height for sure, and some of the big tracks you get clipping along pretty good, and you're over 100 kilometers an hour for sure, and just flat out. What is it like getting to race against your dad?
Well, it's definitely fun. A lot of trash talking for sure. That's kind of the one reason I like racing, is just for that one day I'll finally be able to beat him, But yeah, just bragging rights is pretty cool.
And I'm sure he's pretty good in the shop, and he's good at helping you. I know you're hands-on and you're in there and you're working away on it. What have you learned so far on working on the modified?
Well, you know what? I don't do as much as I should be able to do, but I can change the tires real fast. So, that's all you need. I'm there for moral support most of the time. Yeah.
That's awesome. Last year was your first Roy Ross Memorial race. Maybe just talk about how it went, what you thought about it, your feelings of that day.
Well, at the start of the day, we weren't having a great time. Someone had been messing with my brakes, so we kept like spinning around. I guess I was just pretty nervous for that race, and it was kind of nerve-wracking to go into the last race with it not quite working right. We ended up changing a few things, and the car went really good. I started last though, just because didn't want to be in the way of all those like really competing that year. But it was a great race definitely for experience, like especially watching Emma right at the front. Like try and race against all those guys, and she did really good. But yeah, it was a really good learning experience for sure, and the car ran pretty good.
And you got a trophy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Yeah. I was in the Young Guns race. I was really nervous for that because my car had not stopped spinning around, and I was like, if I spin in front of these guys, like that would be so embarrassing, But yeah, it went up really good. I started pole position and ended up finishing first, so it was really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Todd today. He said there's going to be another Young Guns race this year. It sounds like 15 laps, and I think we've got a few new young drivers as well. So it's going to be pretty cool, and it's great to see the young blood in the sport. You mentioned Emma Fitzpatrick. We talked to her a little bit earlier too. It's kind of cool. I know you guys don't get to race against each other a ton because she mostly races on dirt, but is it nice to have another female face out there on the track?
Yeah, for sure. And both of us came up for mini cups
Right.
too. So yeah, we raced together before. So it is nice to have someone that like racing against. Yeah, but it is pretty awesome to see another girl out there.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, and it's I know there's lots in the mini cups, but it is kind of something a bit newer in the modified class. I know we have had a few in the past. I know BJ and Mike's mom Cindy ran for a little bit, but it's cool to see. I think it's really neat to see you two, and I know we also had Faith ran before in the modifieds, and hopefully she'll get back in. It's kind of cool to see that happening, and I think you guys are kind of trailblazers for that, and you're going to inspire some more young drivers to come through there. How did the rest of the season go last year in the modified? Your dad kind of mentioned the last race, I think, was a pretty cool highlight for you.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely not expected at all. I hadn't really been like finishing very like top positions other than that one time. So when I was able to like hold my ground against all those like really experienced drivers, it was really awesome. I was like, I know I finished fourth, but I was celebrating more than the first guy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, it's just you know this now, and you know you got to run a lot of laps at that track to get experience and to get used to the car and all that kind of stuff. And I know you've been busy working, and you said you had working a couple jobs in the summer, and I heard you were busy working, and that was why they put Grant in your car to do a little shakedown on it and stuff like that. Are you going to be racing this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've booked it off work, so it should be all good to go. Yeah, I was a little jealous of Grant being able to drive my car before I was, but he set it up nicely, so hopefully it'll be good.
That's awesome. What are your expectations for this season? What do you hope, or maybe the Roy Ross? What do you hope you can do this year at the Roy Ross?
Well, I mean, really, my only goal is just to beat either my dad or my uncle. You know, I don't even care if I win. I just got to beat one of them. So wherever we finish is good as long as it's in front of them.
That's awesome. That's some good motivation. And yeah, I don't know what's how do your peers do when they find out you drive a race car, and now you drive a big race car, and you can show them it's a pretty badass car. Not to say like your car looks better than your dad's. We'll just say that too. How do your peers respond when you say, you know, I'm a young girl and a female and I drive this race car? What do they say? What do they think?
A lot of people automatically think like I race like running, and I have to explain that that's not what I do at all. I can't run very fast. But a lot of people are always like super surprised, like not only that I was doing it, but I'm also a girl too, you know, not really expected. But yeah, no, people are always super excited about it. That's kind of my opening topic when I'm like starting like meeting new people, you know, just something to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's pretty neat, and I think it's especially in Alberta, right? Like if we were in North Carolina, people are like, oh yeah, okay, but it's something that's kind of cool. So it's very something kind of neat. It's one of those, you know, two truths and a lie. People might think that's your lie, but it is your truth. So it's very cool. Well, Rylyn, it's been great talking to you tonight. Do you have anyone you'd like to thank? You know, family, friends, sponsors, anyone like that that's helped you get to the track in part of your racing journey, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, my dad has been like super helpful. I haven't been able to help at the shop as much as I should be. So like he works like day in and day out to get me onto the track. And Grant Edwards, like I said before, he helped like test drive my car, and he's always there to like help us get it ready. And Sean LaBelle is a great sponsor. He helped us last year and is helping us again this year. And like Mark Burton, what we said, just like everyone who's like helping us out like that it's awesome. Yeah.
And if it comes down to a last lap and it's your dad and your uncle, who are you cheering for?
Who am I cheering for? Oh, I don't know if I can say. Yeah, I don't know. I think they'd both be mad at me if I chose one or the other. So
That's pretty cool. Well, Rylyn, thank you so much. We really hope that if not this year, in the future, that number 21 car can be proudly displayed as a champion on the plaque, on that big trophy. And we wish you all the best. We hope your season goes well. We hope you finish in front of those two old men and kick their butts out there. Would be great to see. And just thank you for everything you've done in the sport and for your passion that you have for auto racing and the things that you're doing. So I wish you all the best. I hope this event goes well for you, and we hope the whole season goes well for you and the whole Malone family.
Oh, thank you so much.
Awesome.